Hey everyone, it's Heather Johnson, and my friend Gina is actually joining us today. And in this video, we want to fulfill a need, and so we're thinking
Mm,
about like what can we share that will really add value. And we thought that well, we're thinking about our immunity and just our immune system,
mhm.
really taking care of the controllable. And we thought, why don't we just share this, just top tips that we have for you to implement and for your family to implement to just really stay healthy in this season and beyond. So anyway, we're just going to share some tips to take, and at any point in time, if you want to ask us questions, you can do that. So really briefly, I know Gina's sharing it with her audience, and I'm sharing it with mine. I've been a health and fitness coach for 9 years now, and
Mhm.
um, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I just absolutely passionate about sharing with other women a healthier lifestyle and to help others do the same. So Gina, go ahead and
Cool.
introduce who you are.
Yeah. So I'm a registered dietitian, and have been since 2007. So currently I am a stay-at-home mom. I have two kids and we homeschool, and we have been homeschooling for 4 years, not just in the last like week or two, like a lot of other people. So
It's been that long
um,
too, when I think about that.
I know I had to think about it when people were started asking. I'm like, oh yeah, it's been about 4 years. I'm like, by no means am I an expert in homeschooling, because we're still figuring things out every time we get, like go through stuff. So, but yeah. So yeah,
Cool. Well, let's get into it. So,
yeah.
Gina, why don't you go ahead and start with just some tips that you have, and then I'll
hmm
uh, I'll back you up.
Awesome. So I really think about right now, especially even before the coronavirus was part of our world and such a big part of our society. It's cold and flu season in general, right? And so what can I do to make sure myself, my husband, and my kids are healthy, right? So these are like my top 6 things that I think about before I ever think about like any other like supplements or anything like that. So first of all, whole food. So what does that look like? Fruits and vegetables, first of all, fresh meats, okay? Or if you're a vegetarian or vegan, fresh protein sources, right? Whole grains is another option. We are a gluten-free family, have been for over 10 years. So our whole grains are always gluten-free. But whole foods is the number one. So if you're eating whole foods, those fruits and vegetables, healthy proteins, healthy fats, you're already putting yourself in a really huge advantage going into cold and flu season, right? Next one I would say is water intake. Water, water, water. Like I drink 2 things, coffee, I should say 3 things, coffee, water, and tea. Those are my 3 things. Like I don't drink a lot of anything else because that's just my choice, because I know that drinking lots and lots of water is going to benefit my immune system and my health as well as my kids. So water. Um, Decreasing sugar or avoiding sugar as much as possible. Okay. And my personal story is, I mean, like, I'm kind of that person that if you put a bag of chips in front of me or a bag of candy, I would go for the chips. Okay. That's kind of my thing.
And I would
So,
go for the sugar.
yes. Um,
Uh,
but what I realized a year ago, I had some tests done with my naturopathic doctor, and come to find out, my body does not process sugar and fruit together.
mhm.
So what I had to do is really eliminate the sugar in my diet. So, I mean, I was like, well, I don't eat a lot of sugar anyways. And I'm thinking like baked goods and candy and those types of things. But then I started looking at condiments, salad dressings, mayonnaise, like things that I'm like, oh my gosh, everything has sugar in it. Like my favorite brats that we would grill in the summertime had sugar. I was like, what? And so I really like had to get um, really serious about reading the ingredient labels. Like I was already really good about it since we're gluten free. A lot of our foods are also dairy free because of our daughter's food intolerances. But then I really had to take a step back. But what I realized in that process and in that journey is that when I did eat something that was higher in sugar content, my body did not respond well. Like I would feel actually sick. So I would encourage you, my number 3 is to avoid sugar as much as possible. So And really look at those labels.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, marinara sauce. I mean,
oh yeah.
If in a good rule of thumb here, because I know like a lot of people are doing like spaghetti and,
Yes.
but like 8 grams or less of sugar on those jars, because it's crazy how many hidden sugars.
Even like, but read the ingredient list. Like that's the biggest thing is like, because they're hidden in there. Because like if you have something that's like a fruit-based item, right? Yep. Fruit has natural sugar in it. That's different. Yep. Then you have something that artificial sweeteners, regular sugar, corn syrups, even like even added honey or maple syrup. Like I had to be really careful for a while to really go, okay, I just don't need to add those things in right now. And I honestly saw huge benefit for eliminating those little things that I thought, oh, I already avoid sugar, I'm fine. And then I realized I wasn't.
And it's hard. I mean, for someone like myself who's a recovering sugar addict, you know, I really, especially with times like we're experiencing now, I have to be careful with my emotional eating, and I want to go for the, you know, things that have the sugars. And
higher sugar.
A lot of people really need to be careful with getting a lot of extra crackers and the pastas and all that, because I mean, yes, the shelf life, it will live longer, but what is it doing to our insides?
And that goes back to those whole foods, like getting those whole foods in. First thing I think about when I'm making dinner is what are the vegetable or multiple vegetables that I'm going to have in my meal. Right.
Yes.
And then it's like, okay, so I have some awesome little like red potatoes that I'm going to cook up, and I have coleslaw. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to make, you know, like I'm going to roast up a chicken, you know, to go with that. And then I start thinking about my meal in that way versus going the opposite and putting vegetable as like, oh, that's just the side. My vegetable is like my main part of my meal.
Yes.
So
awesome.
Yeah. So my last 2 things that I would say are critical in just maintaining a healthy immune system and a healthy lifestyle is sweat, like exercise. Do something that increases your core temperature, right?
Yes.
Exercise, like I know you talk about this all the time, but exercise makes you happier. It improves your mental state. And right now, I think a lot of people need a clear mind, clear out your like negative emotions, that kind of stuff. And it could be as simple as 10 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe it's 30, whatever, however long you can make it. It doesn't have to be like 2 hours of exercise.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
So make it count, whatever it is, right? But exercise is so important. Like actually I'm kind of sweaty. My husband and I just went out into the garage and did a workout.
Right.
Yeah. So exercise. And there's so many options out there.
And you know, for some people, the word exercise is like a trigger for them, because they think it has to be tied to just weight loss, but just move body, and don't do it just for weight loss, because it's brain health, for overall happiness. Totally.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's body movement. I mean, stand up and touch your toes 20 times, you know? I mean, honestly, like I do that for my warm up almost every day. That's like, sometimes it's hard to be like, okay, I should, work out. I know it's good for me, but I don't really feel like moving right now. So I'll just go out and I'll just start touching my toes and I'll touch my toes 20 times. I'm like, okay, now I'm starting to feel a little more like limber, my body. I'm getting a feel for how my body's feeling, you know?
Yep.
And then I can kind of like add on to that. And sometimes it's as simple as like, I pull out my yoga mat and I just lay on it and I just start moving. Like it doesn't have to be anything really specific. It's just move your body. Yeah. My favorite one, and this leads into my last point, is go for a walk outside.
Right.
You know,
vitamin D. He heard you, I think.
I think so. Teddy likes the idea. Let's go for a walk.
Right. No. Okay. I may need to sit right here next to him.
Sure.
Okay. Yes. So you went through all the points.
Those are all mine right now that I would definitely say are top of the list for us. Oh, you know what I didn't talk about? Sleeping. As I'm like sitting next to my bed today.
Right.
but sleeping is really important, and everyone needs a different amount of sleep, but having quality sleep, whatever that looks like for you, is really important too, because it helps your body recover.
Mm-hmm.
It helps your body rest and heal. And it's like your body does so much work during those hours of sleeping. So yeah, quality sleep.
I totally agree with you. And
Yeah.
We underestimate the power that sleep can do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to share very briefly types of foods that you can be putting in your body that support vitamin C, zinc, and vitamin D. Those are really good vitamins to be having. And so, yes, I agree fully that we need to have this come from our foods, and supplementation, I fully endorse. I supplement myself, but again, blood tests really tell a lot. I know I recently got my blood test, or I just wanted to see like how much I need to be having like a vitamin D. And I know like we live in the upper Midwest and we need vitamin D, you know, like it's, and it's with like seasonal affective disorder. And now with like the pandemic going on, we need that extra supplementation. So anyway, vitamin C, limes, oranges, melons, grapefruit. Like I love putting lemon and ginger in my water, pineapple, sun-dried tomatoes, actually. So don't be afraid to put that in salads. I love that. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts.
Whole foods.
Whole foods, right. Dried coriander. And I love seeing this on the list because I love adding, like I've been incorporating more whitefish in my diet. So I like to have tilapia, but like, tilapia as the fish, but then I ground up coriander seed with fennel. Have you tried that?
No, I haven't. It sounds really good. I love fennel and I love coriander.
Put them together. They're amazing with some pink salt. Yeah, so good. And then some zinc, or foods with zinc in it are like your veggies, dark chocolate, nuts. Wheat germs. Some cereals have it. Mushrooms, spinach, pumpkin seeds. So I feel like there might be. Just gonna make sure that Teddy's chewing on a bone here, not something else. But I feel like you can have too much zinc as well. So we are not like doctors here. We're just health coaches, but we just, make sure that you reach out to your doctor about how much to have of these things. And then vitamin D, tofu, shrimp, salmon, love salmon. Pork even has some vitamin D, some oatmeal, some cheeses like sweet cheese and goat cheese. So these are just some items.
Sunshine. Sunshine is your number one source of vitamin D.
Absolutely.
So that's why you should go outside. Even it's under 20 minutes of sunlight can increase your vitamin D production in your body. So yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
It's so much fun. We'll do it again. But for those of you watching, if you found value in this, please share this to the people or tag a friend or some, and let us know if you have any questions. But we care about you. We care about our families, and let's focus on the controllable, and that's incorporating these things.
Let's be healthy together.
Yep, absolutely. All right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, guys.